He was struggling with, you know, the effects of his job and with some mental health. And after, you know, years and months of, you know, struggling, finally agreed to see a doctor. The doctor prescribed a medication to help him with his mood, to stabilize his mood. I guess it was about 10 days later, he came home from work on a Wednesday, said he wasn't feeling well, kind of had flu-like symptoms, and I finally convinced him to go to the emergency room. And that doctor in the emergency room is the one that said that she thought he was having a severe reaction to the medication. He eventually ended up in the ICU. All his organs were failing, his lungs were failing. They had to put him on a respirator. The damage that his body had done was already, the disease had already affected his body too much that the medication wasn't working. That was on October 1st, when he first was admitted, and he died on October 17th.
Local doctors say a popular drug used to treat bipolar disorder and seizures caused a disease that killed an Austin police officer.
He died 6 months after a new FDA warning was issued for the extremely rare side effect of Lamictal. The widow of Norman Bujanos tells KXAN investigator Aaron Cargile her husband might still be alive today if more doctors knew about the risk.
So the U.S. Food and Drug Administration put the safety warning out in April of last year, saying Lamictal can cause a serious immune disease called HLH that can feel like the flu, high fever, body aches, and can lead to death if not diagnosed and treated quickly. At the time, the FDA knew of at least 8 cases worldwide, 1 resulting in death. Today, according to the FDA website, the number of cases reported has gone up to at least 81 with 8 deaths. Norman Bujanos is one of them.
I feel the need to say I'm so sorry for your loss, and I want to thank you for bringing what happened to your husband to the light.
Since Amy Bujanos first told her husband's story, she says the number of people reaching out has been overwhelming.
Someone that was a medical director at a psychiatric hospital in town, and you know, he didn't know about the warning.
She's been hearing from total strangers on social media, but she's still hoping the story resonates with the city of Austin, which denied she and her daughter the full sick time payout Detective Norman Bujanos was owed, money he had been saving up for retirement.
I noticed in the one paycheck stub that he was paid out for 900 hours of sick time, and he had a balance of 632. And so, you know, I had asked why we didn't get paid that, and the city said because we're not under contract. So I asked his sergeant, I said, do you think that they would make an exception, you know, and give us the payout?
She also wrote a letter to the police chief, but was later told by his sergeant the answer from the city attorney was no.
And he said if they made the exception for me, they'd have to make the exception for anyone else that was affected in that time frame.
We reached out to every single city council member and the mayor.
Of course it's not fair.
Councilwoman Natasha Harper Madison responded immediately.
You need a human being with a warm beating heart to recognize that this is the exception. This is a situation where this gentleman, you know, put his life on the line to do the job, and he's got a wife and a daughter that we as a municipality have an obligation to care for. He did what he was supposed to do. Now it's time for us to do what we're supposed to do.
Hey.
Hey, Amy. Are you sitting down? You look like you are.
Yes.
So the big news is you're getting the money.
Wow. What happened?
So at about 5:30 tonight, my phone rang, and it was someone in the city manager's office who I've been communicating with throughout this entire situation. And he said that the city manager had reflected on the situation and decided that it was unfair and he needed to make it right, and it was in the city's best interest to not only pay you, but also pay other officers who left in good standing who were denied their sick pay as well.
What our team uncovered prompted the city of Austin to agree to pay almost $150,000 in denied sick time for police officers.
Yeah, it's just, I'm overwhelmed. But, you know, I was like telling someone today, like, it's just, you know, I feel like I'm going somewhere and like everyone's looking at me, you know, and it's like hard to go public with this, but I had to because I just felt like it was the right thing to do, and I felt like, you know, that's what he would have wanted me to do.